Hi, this is Paul Tannahill. I'll be sharing in this screencast how to manage files in your Moodle course. Now, you may have heard me say in the past how quality e-learning content really needs to be rendered to the learner as HTML, as actual web pages, whether pages that are part of your Moodle course or outside your course, or both. With that said, though, there is an occasion to need to be able to deliver a file, a native file, say a Word or a PDF or a PowerPoint file to your learner. And especially, let's say, if you are delivering a face-to-face class and using Moodle to supplement that class. So, I've created this course shell as a brand new course shell, so no content's been added and the files area hasn't been changed. We'll be doing some of that right now. If you look in your administration block in the files area, click into there, and you'll see right now that there are no folders within your files area. You may see a folder called backup data if you've had your course shell for a while, and you may have even also created additional folders in your files area. But you can consider this files area as being the top level folder for all of your files within your Moodle course. And I'll show you how to make a new folder both inside and outside your Moodle course shell. For instance, if you want to make a new folder right now, all you do, of course, is click the Make a Folder button. I oftentimes make a folder called Docs for, of course, documents. Maybe another folder for images, and maybe other folders as needed. So I've already got a folder now called Docs and Images. Let me show you real fast how to quickly delete a file or a folder. And by the way, I try to use really explicit technical language differentiating between files and folders because there are differences. Of course, you can put a file in a folder, but you can't put a folder in a file. You can put a folder in a folder. That's another topic though. So I've selected these two folders here, and let's say I want to actually delete them instead. It'll just ask me to verify, yes I want to, and yes I do. So now we're back to where we were as far as having no folders within our files area. Let me show you some files that I've got created here on my computer that I'm going to prepare to upload. And I'll switch over here to my Finder. And I've got a Finder window open. This is roughly equivalent to the Windows Explorer. And I've got a folder right here with some files I've already put into it relative to my Moodle course. Now I could create new folders and organize these files either on my computer, which is where, again, these files are, or I could create folders in my Moodle course like we did a few moments ago. I'm going to try to be really efficient though and have all my stuff organized on my computer before I bother to upload them into Moodle, and I'll show you how that plays out for you. So I could create a new folder, let's say for my PowerPoints, another new folder for, let's say, my Docs, maybe another one for PDFs. I've got an audio file in there too, I believe. There we go. Okay, I can put the audio file into this folder. Pick up my PDFs over here. Oops. There we go. Put those in the PDFs folder. Here's my PowerPoints. Put those in there. And the rest of these guys here go into my Docs folder. There we go. Okay, so I've got Docs and PowerPoints and PDFs and audio organized into respectively named folders. Select all of these folders here, and usually you can right click and go to, I think on Windows it says send file to zip or archive, and then on a Mac, of course, right click and go to compress for however many items you have. Give me a second here, and there's the archive file right there. Now before I upload it, I'm going to want to check and see the file size of this archive file. Let's go ahead and get some info on it and see it's only 4.3 megs. I'm asking to look at this basically because a lot of Moodle courses will have a file upload size limit of I think the default is 20 meg, so this shouldn't be too big of a problem. Now I may want to rename this though. I could call it, well, I guess to be safe I ought to have an underscore there, just so there's no mix-up. Go back to my Moodle course, and if I want to upload a file here, which is what I want to do, I click Upload a File. Click the Browse button, go to my desktop, and inside this Moodle course folder is where it is. There's the zip file, and upload this file. And there it is. So this came through as, of course, the zip file, which I need to unzip by clicking the unzip link. Moodle will take a look inside that zip file before it does the unzip and ask me if this is the stuff that I want to unzip, and of course, yes, it is. And now you see the folders that I created on my hard drive and then zipped up together are now folders that contain the individual files that I assembled down on my hard drive. I click on the parent folder to get back up to the folder one level above. There we go. So this Mac OS X folder is just a folder that Mac OS X creates when you make a zip file. And then again, here is the course zip file that I created and uploaded. So I can, if I want to, I can delete those since I don't need those anymore. And there we go. So now within my Moodle course files area, I've got a subfolder called Audio, another called Docs, PDFs, and PowerPoints. So, what do I do with these files now? How do I get them to my students? Let me go ahead and click on the top level of my course site, get editing turned on, and of course any of these content blocks that I need to deploy a file to a student, to the students, I can simply do so by, let's make it easy and go to the first content block, and I can link to a file or website right here. Let's pretend one of those docs is, say, the syllabus. I try to give the learner a clue as to what they're going to be clicking on, what it is. And this name field up here is going to be the name of the actual link that they click on to download this file. So I choose or upload a file. And this takes me to my files area. And I know the syllabus that I want is in the docs folder. So I click on docs. And let's pretend this document right here, this random document, is pretend my syllabus. You might think you need to put a check in here and then look down here for what to do. But actually, you need to go here to choose. So this indicates that it's in the docs folder of the files area, and within that folder it's a document called random document.doc. One little caveat here, if you don't check this force download button, your learners will be taken from your course start page where they click on that link to a subsequent page that then has a link to download the file. And you can bypass that intermediate page by clicking force download and save and return to course. Let me go ahead and take the visual distractions off and turn editing off for a moment. And here you'll see syllabus as a Word doc. So I simply will click on it, and there's the download coming up over there, and it's downloaded onto my machine again. Let's do this one more time. Let's link to a file or website again. Let's pretend that we need to go with a lecture presentation. Perhaps one of those PowerPoint files. Let's say it's the Chapter 5 lecture. Simply choose it. And again, force the download and save and return to course. So if I click this link, of course, that file will be downloaded. Let's say I want to add a lecture audio recording that I made. audio folder, and here we'll choose that audio file. There we go. Now in this case, when you're deploying an audio file, you don't want to click the force download button, because that won't render the little player, the automated player interface that comes in so handy for you. So skip that force download on this part and save and return to course. And here's how that comes into play real fast. And you'll see the nice interface Moodle gives me, because it recognizes that I'm trying to deploy an audio file. I simply click on the play button.
Hello, this is Alfred E. Newman. Welcome to Underwater Basket Weaving.
Okay, thank you, Alfred. Back to the top level of the course. One last thing to share. Let's pretend you have a collection of documents, let's say for week 3, week 4, week 5, etc., or even a collection of documents that relate to the entire course that you would like you to be able to give to your students in one fell swoop, rather than downloading individual files from your course start page. I want to display a directory. This might be, let's say this is going to be the week 3 files, just to give it a name. Could include the 3 though, couldn't I? And what this drop down here gives you is a look at the names of the folders that are in your files area. I may have organized my files differently by calling them week 1, week 2, week 3 files, that maybe each one includes a doc version of my lecture notes, a PowerPoint version of my presentation, an audio file, so on and so forth. So all I do is simply click on the folder name that I want to show to my students, and then they'll be able to take a look into that folder and download those files. And so here's how they see it. And then they can simply download from this page here. Now that's a little cleaner than maybe downloading directly off of the course start page. But what if you had an even nicer way? How about if you were able to, let me click on the files area here while I'm talking, zip up some files for students that they could then download the zip file of that collection of the week 3 files, let's say. Let's pretend this is a doc and a PDF and that audio file, let's say. Maybe you want to deploy this to your students so they can download that as a zip file. With chosen files, create zip archive. Maybe I want to call it week3.zip. And there's the week3.zip. Let's go back to the course. Let's go to link to a file. Maybe we can call this week 3 files. And let's choose that file that's in this folder here as a zip file. You might explain, download this file to your computer and double click it, and here there's all the files for week 3 in one fell swoop. Again, click the force download button and save and return to course. Now if I click this, they'll download in one fell swoop. I'll show you where that file went. There it is right there. So as a student, all I would need to do is download that one time. Kind of slick, huh? So we took a quick tour through the files area. Showed you how to upload files and how to link to those files and how to display a directory. Hope this was helpful for you and your students. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.